Chad Rogers, Chadrogers, and I'm the public information officer for the Pearland Police Department.
Okay, cool. So over here at KPRC2, we've kind of been discussing this ongoing rap feud or beef, as the young people call it, between
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj. So kind of speak about what you know about the situation as of now.
Yeah, so we were notified on January 28th. There was a request for a close patrol, extra patrol security for the cemetery where Megan Thee Stallion's mom is buried. And so that's what we've been doing for the last few days. Somebody called in because of what was going on, and therefore we've directed our patrol officers, when available, throughout their normal course of the shift to spend some extra time driving in the area, just being a visible presence.
What made you step in and say, like, enough is enough? We're going to make sure that nothing happens to, this gravesite.
Yeah, absolutely. The initial call, someone called us. I don't know exactly who it was, if it was the cemetery or who exactly called, but somebody called requesting that security patrol because of the escalation into what was going on. Obviously, the thought of someone going to a cemetery and doing some of the things that they've been saying they're going to do online is completely not acceptable, extremely disrespectful, and definitely if somebody were to show up, there's a lot of charges that could be filed against a person for doing that.
Kind of give advice to people about taking beef or feuds that start on the internet and kind of bringing them to real life, because people tweet back and forth, or people post on X back and forth, people post on Instagram back and forth, but things get pretty serious involving the police when they take those threats from online to actually coming to fruition in the real world. So what would you tell those social media users about kind of making something go on a little bit longer than it needs to?
Yeah, I think that, we see this all the time. People are quick to throw out hateful words and actions in a social media setting for what reason at the end of the day. But then the following up with those words and taking some type of action, the consequences that are in place for people when they do something like they're saying they want to do to this gravesite, there's very, very, very serious consequences for anyone that does this. And just for the younger generation, understanding that there are consequences to actions, and that behind a keyboard you can say whatever you want to say and do whatever you want to say, but the moment you go out there and you start threatening people and to disrespect somebody's gravesite, that's upsetting, obviously, to everyone that's involved in this, and there's really no excuse for it. I've got young daughters. I got a 14-year-old and 12-year-old daughter, and obviously navigating through that world of social media as a dad, and just, how that affects everybody and how quickly stuff spreads. I mean, instantly, the moment you send something out there, the ability, you can't take it back. It's out there forever. So anything that somebody has posted or said is out there forever. And we related to a profession in law enforcement where we go and do backgrounds on people, and we go and look at those social media posts and the things you've said and the things you've tagged and what you've done. And that's something you did at 18, 19, 20 years old may really come back to affect you later in your career when you're trying to get a job somewhere. So, there's consequences for your actions, and you never really realize, once you hit send, what that sets into motion.